So welcome dear students to our first lecture on the 3D geometry for JEE Mains. Okay, so first of all we will brush up the basic concept of 3D geometry, and then we will do some questions on it. Okay, so this is very short lecture for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and we will discuss the basics, that is direction ratio, direction cosines, and some basic forms of equation of line. Okay, so understanding 3D geometry starts with the understanding of the axes. Suppose this is the three axes that we have, that is x, that is z, and that is y. Okay, so you can understand it by considering the corner of the by any corner of your room. Okay, so the three walls are going in the different directions at that. So this is your ground. Okay, so this is your one wall and this is your another wall. So these are the axes. So you can understand that these axes are made on the intersection of those two planes. Okay, so line can basically, this axis is a line. Okay, so in 3D geometry, line can be explained as the intersection of two planes. Okay, so this is very basic. So a line here can be understood by intersection of two planes, because when we consider a normal linear equation of three variable in the case of the axes. Okay, so the basic equation to write in this scenario is this. Okay, Cz plus d. So this is the linear equation of three variable. Okay, so this is the basic equation that we can we can make for any point. If this point is there, the coordinate of this point will be x, y, and z. Okay, and using these three coordinates we can write the simplest form of this equation. So this equation is of planes equation. So this is a plane equation. So we can say that the basic entity over here is the plane. Likewise, you had also studied in this, if we only take the x-axis, only one axis is taken at the time. Likewise, in the number line, that represents a point. Okay, so in a number line, the basic equation represents a point. Okay, when we come up into the two axes system, 2D system, where only x and y are there, x and y represents the basic equation. So to represent an x and y is this, by plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the equation of a line. This represents a line. And one step ahead, if we introduce the z in this also, then we will get the basic equation of a plane. So plane is the basic thing which can be defined in the 3D geometry. So starting it up with starting the studies will not go ahead with, if we will start the studies with the plane. Okay, so to understand how a point can be related, how a point can be defined in the 3D geometry. So how this point can be defined in 3D geometry. Okay, so this point can be defined by this line which connects the origin and that point P. Okay, so the coordinate of origin is 0, 0, 0, and the coordinate of point P is x, y, and z. Okay, so if we will take up this point, so we must take some basic things to define, or you can say to explain the position of the point. Okay, that's why we have considered here the angles with the axes. Okay, so suppose this point is connected with O with the line OP and OP line, and the line OP makes angle alpha from the x-axis and angle beta from the y-axis and angle gamma from the z-axis. Okay, so these three angles are taken into account. So these three angles are the basic of understanding the 3D to locate any point in the 3D geometry. Okay, so these 3 points, how will we define that how far this is? So if we will consider only x, then we will write up the cos alpha. Okay, so we will write cos alpha. the x coordinate. X will give the cos alpha, and y can be given by cos beta, and z can be given by cos gamma. Okay, so cos alpha can be given by the x-axis, cos beta gives us the y-axis, and cos gamma gives us the alpha beta, and cos gamma gives us the z-axis. Okay, so these are the points. So if we will define these 3 points, so we can locate any point on the axis according to its distance from the origin. Okay, so on the with the respect of this these axes, we will consider these three ratio cosines. Okay, so these are called the direction cosines, DCs. Okay, so these are the direction cosines. Direction, it says about the P. Okay, because this is the angle alpha, that's why the direction, and we have taken the cos into account, then that will give us the direction cosines. So how cosine is defined? Cosine is always defined as the cos alpha. Okay, so cos alpha is defined by the distance on this perpendicular distance. Okay, this is the perpendicular distance from x, and this is the basic base of x. So the base, okay, so the distance on x-axis base, and this distance r. Suppose this is r distance, so this is r distance. Okay, so this will give us the x coordinate. So we will take up x over here. So x upon r is the cos alpha. Same cos beta will be y upon r. Okay, and cos gamma will be termed as z upon r. Okay, so this is x upon r. So understood? So these are 3 coordinates, and cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are the direction cosines of this line, not this point. Okay, so direction cosines of the line. This is very important. So the direction cosines are of this line which connects this point P from point O of line OP. Okay, and then moving ahead with the direction ratios. Direction ratios are the combination of direction cosines. So direction cosines can be written by in the short. They can be written by the direction cosines are represented by the L, M, and N generally. Okay. So L, M, and N. What is the value of L? L is our cos alpha, M is cos beta, and N is cos gamma. Understood? So L, M, N are the direction cosines. And now finding up the direction ratios. Direction ratios are that quantity which are in the ratio of direction cosines. So direction ratios are represented by A, B, and C. Okay. So A is proportional to L, B is proportional to M, and N is proportional to C is proportional to N. Okay. L, M, N. Understood? So to calculate if the L, M, N is given to you, if the direction cosines are given to you, then how will you calculate ABC? Okay, and how will you calculate this? If ABC are given to you, then how will you calculate M, N, L, M, N, N? Okay, so these are the direction L, M, N are the direction cosines, and ABC are the direction ratios. So the relationship in between these two are L is equal to A upon under the root A square plus B square plus C square. So this is same, likewise you can see that this is same as the Pythagoras theorem. So this is the distance, this distance is the under root A square B square plus C square. Okay, so this is the distance, and A is the direction ratio. Okay, so A is direction ratio, and A, B, C are direction ratios of X, Y, and Z axis. Then L is equal to this, same wise M is equal to B upon under the root A square plus B square plus C square. Okay, so I will explain some more thing about LMN, how plus minus can be taken. So consider the plus minus over here, and I will explain it later. Okay, so why plus minus are both taken over here when I will explain the equation of line, how this line is represented. So plus minus C upon under the root A square plus B square plus C square. Okay, so the value of L is equal to A upon under root A square plus B square plus C square. So moving ahead, how we can make a line, how we can write the equation of line in the 3D geometry. Okay, So these are the basics. Likewise, we had taken x, y, z in the x, y in the 2D geometry, and we had done all of our calculation taking x and y. Here we will do all the equations, all the questions taking direction ratios and direction cosines into the account, and finally moving ahead with the equation of line. So how we can get a line in this? So equation of line in 3D geometry. Okay, 3D geometry. How it is represented? Suppose we can get so that this is from one form, that this suppose we get we take a line like we must take another line, that is, suppose this is a line and which is passing from 2 points, that is x1, y1, z1, and x2, y2, and z2. Okay, so this line is passing from these 2 points, and we have to write the equation of this line. So we can take any arbitrary point on the line, that is x, y, z. Okay, so now connect it with the origin. Connect this point. Suppose this is A, this is B, okay, and this is our any arbitrary point, that is R. So connect it with this. Okay, so the direction ratios or direction cosines we can connect all over here. So applying the vector addition over here. Okay, so what will be the length of AB? Suppose the length of AB will be x1 minus x2. Okay, so x1 minus x2, y1 minus y2, and z1 minus z2 under the root whole square. So this will be the distance of AB. Length of AB is equal to x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square. So this is the distance formula for AB. Okay, so how we can write up this with the same thing, that is that can be written like this. If we use the coordinate of x and y, only the addition law of vector addition law only. Okay, so how we can write it? We can write by this x minus x1. Okay, suppose x minus x1 is this line. Okay, will be is equal to x1 minus x2. Okay, so x minus x1 minus x2. So what these two things are given over here? So these are giving this length, this line. Okay, and x1 minus x2 is giving this line, this one, because this is x and this is x1 and this is x2. So they will give this. If we will multiply x1 from x, they will give AR, and that is AB. Okay, so we can write this as AR can be lambda AB. So it can be written. So this is the shorter length, this is the greater length. Okay, so this is lambda. Lambda is any arbitrary constant, whether it is plus, whether it is minus, whether it is whatever the value of lambda. We don't consider it, but we take any constant, any integer, or you can say any value, any fraction, any rational number. Okay, rational number distance. So if we will multiply AR with lambda, then we will get AB, because they are in both same direction. Okay, so the direction of AR and AB is same. Okay, so these you had studied this in the vector form. If we apply the vectors over here, so we had multiplied a scalar multiplication in the vector. Okay, so this is the elongation of this line AR. Understood? So how AR can be written? So if we will multiply it by this, we will get the same thing. Okay, so whatever is the value of lambda, we don't consider it. Okay, so we can take lambda as a positive to get the equation of AB. If we take lambda as minus, then we get the equation of BA. Okay, so that is the concept behind taking the plus minus over that direction cosines and direction ratios. So whatever is the value of lambda, we will not consider it. Okay, so that's it, plus or minus. If we take r in the inside point, then it will be minus and it will be plus. Okay, so same goes with the y minus y1. We can write up the same equation like this, y1 minus y2, and z minus z1 can be written as lambda into z1 minus z2. Okay, so if we will divide this x1 minus x2 over here, okay, so how we can rewrite it? We can rewrite it as x minus x1 upon x1 minus x2 is equal to lambda. It can be taken from this value also, y minus y1 upon y1 minus y2 is equal to z minus z1 upon z1 minus z2. So this is your lambda. So this is the equation of line. This is the equation of line. Okay, so equation of line passing through 2 points x1 y1 z1 and x2 y2 z2, and this is equal to lambda. Lambda, what is the value of lambda? Lambda is any arbitrary constant. Okay, so what lambda is any arbitrary constant. So moving ahead, if we have another type of equation, that is if a line is given to you which is parallel to the given line. Okay, you have to find out the equation of a line, AB. Okay, if this line passes through the point x1, you have to find out the equation of AB. If this line passes from the point x1 y1 z1 and this line is parallel to another line, that is PQ. Okay, another line is PQ. So how will you define PQ? You can take whatever you want to take, A, B, C direction ratios, okay, or L, M, and you can define any line by using these two things, because if you will define A, B, C, L, M, N for this line, okay, so how will you get the direction ratios of this line? Because this line is parallel to this, okay, so multiply lambda in A. Okay, so what will be the direction ratios of this line? This line's direction ratios will be lambda into A into B, A, B, C. Okay, so this lines is lambda into A, lambda into B, lambda into C. So this is parallel to ABC. Understood? So one constant is multiplied with the A, B, C, the direction cosines of this PQ line. Okay, and we will get this line, any point on and the direction ratios of this line. Okay, suppose this line is passing through this point x, comma y, comma z. Okay, so the what will be the value of x minus x1? X minus x1 will be is equal to lambda A. Okay, y minus y1 will be is equal to lambda B, and z minus z1 is equal to lambda C. Okay, if we will mix up all these things, then we will get x minus x1 upon A is equal to y minus y1 upon B is equal to z minus z1 upon C is equal to lambda. Okay, so this is another type of equation where this line is parallel to line ABC, the line whose direction ratios are ABC and passing from the point x1, y1 and z1. Okay, so this is another type of equation of line. And finally, if you want to change this LABC with LMN, okay, so what is ABC and LMN? LMN are the direction cosines and ABC are the direction ratios. What is the relationship between LMN and ABC? L can be written as RA. Okay, so these are proportional. L is proportional to A and L can be equal to RA. Okay, so we can put it like this. If we will multiply it by these three with the same constant, that is lambda. Okay, so if we will take it like as x minus x1 upon RA is equal to y minus y1 upon RB is equal to z minus z1 upon RC. Okay, so this is same thing. We had multiplied R with all the terms. Then we can take up it as x minus x1 upon L is equal to y minus y1 upon m and z minus z1 upon n. Okay, so these are the two formats, the equation of line which is written in the form of direction ratios and then in the form of direction cosines. Understood? So these all about the equation of the lines. Now we will take up some questions over direction cosines, direction ratios and the equation of the line. Okay, thank you.